First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone and salutations to the elect. This is the brother lawyer from Great Millstone, Miami. And what I want to go into in this lesson, is the judgment that the Lord recently brought upon South Florida. Okay. All right. South Florida being the areas of Miami-Dade and Broward County. All right. And Palm Beach County. All right. Within the past, I want to say 2 to 4 days, it's been heavy rain, damn near nonstop rain. Okay. All right. And, certain reports they received like 24 inches of rain in one day. All right. Certain reports are saying that, they received nearly half, if not half, the amount of rainfall that, that area gets during the rainy season in one day. Okay. 24 inches of rain or 24 to 26 inches of rain in one day, man. All right. 8 hours of nonstop rain. Okay. The airport was flooded. All right. Different major roads and intersections and highways were flooded, man. People could barely drive down the street, man. Okay. You got brothers that work out there. Okay. You got brothers that, that hold camp out there. They weren't able to hold camp because of how bad the weather was, man. All right. And this is what we've been telling, these people through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai, that the Lord is bringing judgment upon this place, man. All right, you had people just now, celebrating Easter, which is a pagan holiday. Okay, going to Miami to celebrate Easter and spring break and all that stuff that was going on. You know, all right, this month and last month, and what did the Lord do? The Lord interrupted their assemblies, man. All right, he rained on their parade. Okay, all right. Hey, man, that's why the scriptures say, man, hey, shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people be not afraid? Shall there be evil in the city and the Lord hath not done it, man? Okay. All right. The Lord is not playing, and it's nothing but more judgment coming. Okay. It's going to be more famines, more floods, more rainstorms and hails and snow, thunderstorms. Okay. All right. It's more of these things coming. All right. To the earth, especially to Babylon the Great, man. So, what I want to do is I'm gonna read some parts of this article from CBSNews.com. I got some scriptures lined up. I got a video. The sound on my computer not so good, so I might just play some of the footage, just to show brothers and sisters out there who may be watching, and of course bring out the scriptures, and Lord willing, this video is edifying. All right, so from CBS News, you got the headline: Torrential downpours cause major flooding in South Florida. Okay. All right, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, that was the epicenter of a lot of the things that was going on. Okay, there's Satan right here. All right, let's see if I can get rid of that ad. Fort Lauderdale, the epicenter of a lot of that judgment that was going on. All right, it says nearly a foot of rain fell in a matter of hours in Fort Lauderdale Wednesday, causing widespread flooding, the closure of the city's airport, and the suspension of high-speed commuter rail service for the Broward County region. Okay, all right. So you had trains out there, okay, that couldn't run properly through the region. Okay, all right. You had all right, the airport got shut down. Okay, all right. You had widespread flooding. People weren't able to travel, as per usual. All right, because of what the Lord brought out there, man, the destruction that the Lord brought out there. Okay, it says Fort Lauderdale Mayor Dean Trantelis declared a week-long state of emergency at 11:57 p.m. Wednesday. Okay, all right. It says the city released a statement Wednesday evening urging residents and visitors to stay off the roads until the water subsided. Police and fire rescue continue to answer calls for service, the statement said. Public works staff are clearing drains and operating pumps to mitigate the water as quickly as possible. The National Weather Service issued a flash flood emergency for Fort Lauderdale and other areas at one point as the chance of thunderstorms across the region warning at one point as the chance of thunderstorms continued across the regions, warning this is a life-threatening situation. Seek higher ground now. Okay, all right, which a lot of South Florida is what they call a below sea level. Okay, so when these major types floods happen, people could die. All right, you could end up stranded in your car on the road. Okay, all right, and just get flooded and drown out there, man. Matter of fact, earlier in one of the chats, a brother that worked out in Fort Lauderdale, all right, he put some footage out there, all right, because he was trapped at his place of work because of how bad the flooding was. Finally, at about 4 something in the morning, he was able to go home. All right, because of how bad the flooded waters were, they had to recede a bit to actually let people go home. So you had workers that was working, out there in Fort Lauderdale in that region, they couldn't go home that evening. All right, because how bad the flooding was, man. All right, and as the brother was going home, all right, you had people that was stranded on top of their cars. Okay, all right, stuck in the middle of the road, stranded on top of their cars because of how bad the flood waters were. Okay, all right, certain brothers put different recordings and footages, all right, of people actually taking canoes, man. All right, and canoeing their ways across, down the streets, and we're talking about residential streets, okay, not the riverside or anything like that, okay, residential streets, man. That's how bad the flooding was, man. Okay, all right. It says there were no immediate reports of injuries or death on Broward Boulevard. A man was seen swimming to the curb as the flooded streets. I'm sorry, and on the flooded street at rush hour as cars rolled by. Drivers recorded themselves rolling through the streets where brown, swirling water was up to the wheel wells or nearly the hood of the cars. Okay, Fort Lauderdale Fire Chief Stephen Golan told CBS Miami, his personnel were involved in a lot of water rescues, and they had to call in resources from the Florida Wildlife Control. Okay, all right. So this is an overwhelming situation, man. All right, look at the streets, man. Okay, look at this footage right here. Okay, flooded out. All right, just shot this drone video of downtown Fort Lauderdale still flooded right now with countless cars trapped in high water. Okay, so people are stuck in their cars in some situations. Okay, all right, people are flooded out. They can't get through the streets, man. Okay, all right, and it's crazy because in downtown Fort Lauderdale, there's a whole river. There's a rivers and canals. You would think that will help drain out the problem, man. Okay, and allow the streets to be dry enough and safe enough to travel through. Okay, but hey, obviously that ain't help. Okay, all right. Hey, so with that, I want to play this footage as well too. All right, just to show. All right, over 600 flights were canceled since the evening of April 12th. All right, a torrential storm brought over 25 inches of rain to the city. Okay, that's over a foot of rain. Okay, nearly 2 feet of rain in an 8-hour period, man. You see all that water, man? This is the judgment of the Lord, man. Okay, this is the judgment of the Lord, man. These people in South Florida, and brothers have lived in South Florida for most of their life, man. Even the brother Samak, he ain't even from down here. He sees how the people down here are, man. Okay. All right, that brother's from up north, man, but he sees how people down here are. They're about their mirth. They're about having fun. Okay, having a good time. All right, they think nothing can happen in South Florida because it's Miami and South Beach and Fort Lauderdale Beach and Hollywood Beach and let's have a good time. Let's go to downtown Hollywood. Let's go to downtown Miami. Let's go to Brickell. Let's go to Bayside. And just have a good time all year round. No, they generally the weather's nice. We don't get snow down here. If it gets so-called cold down here, it's bearable. Just put a jacket on. And people still be out at the beach. Okay, all right. So people live in this false reality where they think nothing can happen to them, man. All right, and here it is. The Lord judged their asses, man. Okay, okay, all right. So with that, I'm gonna read this Amos chapter 3 verse 6. It says, "Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people be not afraid? All right, and the people not be afraid. Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord hath not done it?" Okay, all right. So when you see evil take place in a city like this, these types of judgments, okay, all right, or if somebody dies, or a train crashes into a train crashes into some cars, a train derailment. Look at this guy swimming, bro. Okay, trying to swim to the curve because of his car is flooded out, man. Flash flood. It looked like a waterfall, man. Okay, all right. That looked like downtown Fort Lauderdale. That's probably Broward. Okay, but that's Broward County. Look at these people trying to get home from school. Getting judged, getting jacked the fuck up. The Lord did that, man. Okay, and it's more judgment coming, man, for the wickedness of the people of this earth, man. For the wickedness of the people in Babylon, more of judgment is coming, man. Things are not getting better, man. All right. Matter of fact, there was an article that came out, I want to say earlier this year, if not late last year, that was going into how disasters, natural disasters, what they called natural disasters, are now so-called common. Okay, so-called natural disasters are common in the United States, man. Okay, all right. It was another article came out last year that posed the question: is God judging America? Yes. The answer to the question is yes. Okay, but people don't want to admit it. People don't want to admit that the God of the Bible is judging the earth and that the God of the Bible is judging America. That's what's going on. Okay, that's what's going down, man. Okay, and it's gonna get worse, man. I perceive through the spirit that it's gonna be more record breaking floods. Okay, it's gonna be more record breaking thunderstorms. Okay, torrential rains. All right, droughts. It's gonna be more record breaking hurricanes, earthquakes, and tornadoes. I can already see it, man. Okay, all right. It's only gonna get worse, man. Okay, this is Second Ezra chapter 15, and verse 5, it says, "Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled." So if you want to know why these things are happening, mind you, one report said that the amount of rain that Fort Lauderdale got, that Broward County got, that was nearly half of the amount of rainfall that they get throughout an entire rainy season. They got that in one day, man. Okay? They got that in one day. All right? That's the terror of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua. Look at all those cars in the streets, man. Okay? People were standing on top of their cars for hours. Couldn't get home. Okay? All right? Trains wasn't able to run through the cities, man. Because there's certain train tracks that go up and down South Florida. They was not able to do that because of the amount of rain. Okay? Flooding out the train tracks, man. All right? Commercial train railroads. They wasn't able to do that, man. They had to stop. Had to cancel flights, man. That's the judgment of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. You people are fucking wicked, man. Y'all don't care about the Lord. You don't fear Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. That's why these judgments coming on y'all ass, man. Okay? And they're going to keep coming. All right? We want them to keep coming. We pray that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai brings more judgment. More judgment, man. Okay, and that's exactly what's coming, man. This is Amos chapter 5, verse 24. It says, "But let judgment run down as waters and righteousness as a mighty stream," man. So it's going to be more judgments coming, man. Judgment upon top of judgment, upon top of judgment, upon top of judgment, man. Okay? All right? Because of the vengeance of the Lord. The Lord talked about how he will visit the world which he made, man. These are the signs, man. Okay? These are the signs that the Lord is bringing judgment, man. Okay? All right, that he's avenging the souls of the righteous, man, that he hears our cries, man. All right? Okay? Hey, this is Isaiah chapter 29, verse 6. It says, "Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder." They're talking about thunderstorms, right? "And with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire," man. You know? The Lord ain't playing, man. This happened recently within this week, man. Brothers, we had to rearrange plans, because brothers get together and fellowship and, whole class and get together and do sit downs. We had to, hey, y'all brothers break up over there. Y'all brothers, because how bad it was. Brothers weren't even able to get nowhere, man. Barely able to get home and but the Lord kept us, man. But the Lord kept us anyway, which is what he always do. All right, because it ain't the first time the Lord done flooded South Florida real bad or brought a hurricane or a storm. All right, this ain't nothing new to us, man. And every time the Lord do it, everybody else get their shit fucked up. But somehow through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, we survive, man. Okay, and I'm sure all you brothers out there throughout the regions could say the same thing, man. Whether it's a blizzard or drought, a storm, a tornado or hurricane, when the Lord bring it, hey, everybody else shit get fucked up, but somehow, somehow, some way, the brothers be alright, and that's exactly what happened, man. Okay, all right, and again, it's more judgments coming. The Lord's going to do more visiting upon Babylon. Okay, and it's rightfully so. These people are proud. They don't acknowledge the Yahweh Shem Shai. They want to bust out the science and Mother Nature, this and that and the third. All right, but they don't want to acknowledge that the Bible talked about these things, man. Okay, when you see earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, what we see in the earth, earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, man. Okay, thunderstorms, the waves roaring, wars and rumors of the war. What do we see in the earth? Thunder. Okay, all right, the sea and the waves roaring. Okay, wars and rumors of war, pestilence. That's what we see. Okay, the Bible already talked about this, man. Okay, all right, hey, you people gonna acknowledge, man, that the Most High ain't with this place, man. All right. The Lord is not with this place, man. What's going on in Babylon, what's going on in the earth, the Lord is not with it. That's why He bringing these judgments and more judgments, and death is coming. Okay? All right, this is Luke chapter 21, verse 25. It says, and there shall be seen sons. I'm sorry, and there shall be signs. I'm sorry. And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars and upon the earth, the stress of nations with perplexity. That's what this is. You see all of this judgment? Okay? All right? The stress of nations with perplexity. That's perplexity. Okay? All right? That's judgment. All these cars piled up and stuff. That's judgment. Okay? Flood waters everywhere. That's judgment. That's perplexity, man. That's the stress of nations. Look at that, man. It looked like a lake out there. Okay? All right? Certain parts of South Florida look like a lake. The Lord just took a lake from somewhere and just dumped it in the middle of a city or in a suburb. That's what it look at this guy swimming, bro. He had to swim from the car to the curb to get to higher ground so he could breathe. That looked like a waterfall. Okay, look at the police car. Look at it. Look, nearly halfway underwater. That's judgment from the Most High, bro. That's from God. All right, who you call God did this. He's the one who did this. The same God that plagued Egypt, He the one who brought these plagues upon South Florida, and more judgment coming, man. Okay, look at him, look at him. That's judgment. Look at it. That's some more judgment. All right. This is Luke chapter 21, verse 25. It says, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars and upon the earth, the stress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring, men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. So it's going to be so much grand mass judgment taking place upon the earth, which we love it. All right, we love it. Okay, all right, we love it. All right, that people gonna be shaking in their boots, man. All right, even the powers that be, the governments, that uphold the society, the institutions that uphold the society in this world, they gonna be shook up, man. They ain't gonna know what's going on, man. Okay, all right, which is beautiful because in that Amos chapter 3, the next verse says, "Surely the Lord God will do nothing, but He revealeth His secrets unto the servants, the prophets," man. Okay, so everybody else gonna be spooked. Okay, but what are we gonna do? We gonna trust in Yahweh Shem Shai that He gonna take care of us, man. All right. Then shall they see the Son of Man come with in a cloud with power and great glory. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. All right. So Yahweh Shai is coming back soon, man. All right. When we see these things happen, we're not supposed to be dismayed. We ain't supposed to be scared. What we really supposed to do is we supposed to be rejoicing and get more turned up in the spirit. That we supposed to be happy at this, man. Okay. All right, and that's the spirit of rejoicing. We catching hell, we going through these things, but hey, look at what the Lord is doing in the earth for us, man. Okay, the Lord said that He would give men for thee and people for thy life. Okay. All right. This is Second Ezra chapter 16, verse 18. It says, "The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils, and what shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague." That was a plague. Tribulation. That's tribulation. Okay. That's tribulation right there. That's, you see that? That's tribulation. Okay. This is tribulation. Okay. All right. All right. It says, "Behold, famine, plague, tribulation, and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment." So the Lord, when the Lord brings stuff like this, it's judgment, man. It's correction. Okay? All right? It's punishment for the wicked deeds of people, man, of man on earth. Okay? All right? It says, "But for all these things they will not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges." And that's why more judgment and more death is coming. And we with it. We like that. Okay? More destruction, more judgment is coming, and we love it. All right? Tired of being in this society, tired of being in Babylon. Okay, the Lord is avenging his servants. All right, he's pouring out his wrath upon his enemies. Good. Okay, because y'all don't these people don't fear the Lord. Okay? All right, so hey, may the Lord put his fear in the hearts of men. Okay, may they be in the stress and anguish and pain and all of that. Okay? All right, this is Second Ezra chapter 16, verse 37. It says, "Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack, as when a woman with child in the ninth month bringeth forth her son within 2 or 3 hours of her birth. Great pains compass her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side." Okay? All right, so these plagues are going to come one after the next, and they're going to get more and more intense. Okay, up until the day that Yahweh Shai comes back, and that's when, I mean, that's going to be a whole nother level of judgment. Okay, you think you're seeing floods now? All right, wait till Yahweh Shai comes back and starts rocking the earth to and fro as a drunkard. Okay, the amount of flooding and tidal waves is going to be taking place. Are going to wipe out entire coastlines, man. All right, I think y'all seeing volcanic eruptions now. Wait till the Lord come back. Okay, y'all think y'all seeing wars now and earthquakes now? Wait till the Lord come back, man. Okay, all right. Hey, but with that, hey, Lord willing, this video is edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to the elect, Kwame Yasharala, and Abad Babal Shalom. Shalom.